No, it's actually KEIZ and KEIZ.
KEIZ.
So like you can like split the I and the Z and put like a dash in between if you wanted to. If you felt like doing all of that.
That's pretty dope. Where did the name come from?
Um, I really had a friend that used to just call me that, and they spelled it KEEZY, but
Hmm.
that's not how you spell my name. So like my name is KEIONA.
And what's your
So
name?
Kiana.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I just had to like respell it and like make it more unique to me.
Dope.
And I like Keezy, so I'm like, you can take this whichever way you want.
So you would rather people pronounce it KEIZ than keys?
It don't matter.
Mm,
Whatever you feel like pronouncing at that time.
that's dope. That's dope. All right, so let's talk about who you want to talk about first, Kiana or Keezy?
Kiana is a that's a lot to talk. Ooh, Kiana is a lot to talk
I want to
about.
hear it all. We got time.
We do. I'm really gonna do. So I mean, what first? What first?
All
You
right, so
from
we
here?
so we can go, huh?
I'm from Charleston.
We can go from three phases:
Mm-hmm.
childhood, teenage, adolescent, and adulthood. You can give me one highlight from each phase of your life, or your top three highlights from each phase of your life.
Oh, being that we're in the studio, my musical highlights flash before my head.
Hmm.
So, as a kid, I would say like my musical highlights was um, lifting them heavy, I can cuss,
Yeah, yeah,
heavy
yeah.
ass speakers
Mm-hmm.
in and out these performing arts centers and these event centers of my daddy, because my daddy's a sound engineer.
Wow.
So, and he only got three girls, but me and my sister, like,
Mhm.
we're the boys that he never had. I'm probably the most boyish.
Word.
But, yeah, we used to help him lift all them speakers in and out of these event centers and these churches. And I personally, like, even coming up, like, we used to do that my whole, I would say up until I graduated high school, we did that.
Oh wow.
And
So it
I
was something that you love to do, or you just did it by default? So that
we did it by default, but like that's what I'd rather be doing.
yeah. Was it
I
because you get to spend time with dad? Or was it because you love music? A combination
It's
of
kind of
both?
both.
Right, right, right.
It's both. Like my family can sing on both sides,
Oh,
so
okay.
we like just into music literally by default.
I love it.
And personally, me, I've tried to like get away from it. Like I always loved music at heart and like
Yeah.
wanted to do it at heart, but I always tried to like be in the background, run a sound, hook up the system, like do all of those things. Not be on stage, be in the choir. Like my mom used to try to make us sing with the Sunbeam Choir in church, but I never liked singing with them.
Because they couldn't keep a
It was
tune,
whack.
and you was too you were maybe more advanced. I feel.
It was whack. I never really thought about it like that, but in my head, I'm like, I don't want to sing with these children.
Yeah.
Like,
You were already on the next level. Yeah, with having influences from your mother and your father's side, I'm sure that tunes your ear up
mhm.
for sound and quality way more than a child on
Yeah,
your age level who is just forced to be in a choir because they're in church.
right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I really tried to stay in the background. But the older I get, the more it's like I am forced to be in the forefront.
Hmm.
And I learned that I have a personality for a lot of people. So it's tough. It's an adjustment. It's out of my comfort zone. I might seem comfortable being like in front of people and talking to people and all, but I'm not.
Why? Why?
What?
Why?
Ah!
Let's dig into that. Like, I think the people would want to know.
Here we go with the vulnerability stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So boom. Say you're an artist. Everybody, you have a hit record now. You're all on the radio. You
Mm-hmm.
have a video. People love your personality through screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now they want to book you. They want to
Yep.
fly you all the way across the world. You're going to be in uncomfortable situations, unfamiliar places, strangers, unfamiliar faces.
Okay,
Like now,
exactly.
now the spotlight is on you. What do you do
Mm-hmm.
in that moment? Not liking to be vulnerable.
Embrace it.
Right,
Try to be present,
right.
as present as possible, because I feel like even though, so being that music has been a soulful thing for me, like I always felt deep down within my heart that my gift was for not, it's not a local gift in my eyesight. Like my personality is not a local personality, so I can relate to a lot of people on many different age levels. Um, and I'm empathic. So I feel like I am more for a bigger stage. And sometimes when I don't like not get the response that I'm looking for, but um I know I can do like better
Mm-hmm.
than where I am.
Right.
And so it frustrates me. And I'm just like, it just makes me, hmm, I don't know, be discouraged
Right.
in many different forms and ways. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I Do
Go
you
ahead.
feel me?
No, I completely feel you, and I just want to add to the point, or maybe not add to a point, but ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because let's say, because you said you have a personality that's not local. That
Mm-hmm.
means the global success would serve more of as like a therapy, because even though it's like, say like if you were in a crowd full of 10,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to look every, even though you would think, oh, because the crowd is bigger you would be more uncomfortable, but really you're actually more comfortable because you don't have to look at everybody in their face. You can actually be one and present with just your music versus being like in a room like this that would
Mm-hmm.
probably only hold 30.
Yep.
Now it's like you're almost individually obligated to everybody in the room to make
Yep.
this a success. So that's basically what you're saying, right?
Yeah, because I have definitely like uh I would say the biggest stage. Oh no, I performed on bigger stages, but this is one that I can see in my head. Like say we go to Starrett Hall
Mm-hmm.
and you can't see it all them people out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've performed on stages like that with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like adrenaline on go, like I used to African dance too.
Yeah.
Like adrenaline on go, like I'm ready, but soon as I get in a church with 25 people, it's like
And the Lord watching.
ooh.
Right, 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 right.
No, I can't do it. But I don't know. I'm working on it.
I mean,
I'm
that's
working
good.
on it.
You're in front of the camera right now. You never know. 1,000 people could end up, hundreds and thousands of people could end up watching this.
Yeah.
You know. But like I said, I wanted to meet you because your personality was infectious on social media, and I was like, oh, and she sings.
Yeah. I feel like I have many talents, but I don't master any. This is just me
Mm-hmm.
being I guess being hard on myself. I feel like I'm a master of all, a jack of all trades, a master of none. So,
You know, TikTok. I'm not to cut you off, but
mhm,
you know, TikTok is like the new Harvard. It just teaches you everything, right?
mhm,
So one of the latest TikTok videos I seen was a young lady explaining the full quote that came from. Said, "A jack of all trades and a master of none is better than a master of one."
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? So there could be one person who only does one thing, but they do that one thing great. Being a jack of all trades is even better than
mhm.
that. So I
I
mean,
guess I can't look at it as being too bad.
it can be.
Well, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, just to stay optimistic.
Yes.
You know, put it in
Me,
perspective.
I just feel like I, being that I run from my gift so much, um, like I said, I like my life literally gets structured, like forcefully structured,
Mm,
for me to like be in position to devote time towards my music.
mm,
And when I do try, it's like I will get hit with so many distractions. Literally, it's like my phone will start ringing non-stop. Neighbors beating and banging. Clients is calling. I'm like, then one day I sat down to like just try to make a beat on my computer and stuff, and my keyboard was broke.
mhm. So, do you think these? Do you believe in the law of attraction? What you think,
Yeah,
what you speak, is
yeah,
what manifests.
yeah.
Okay, so do you believe that um, when you are approaching or attempting to write, you're already coming into it with the mindset that I might be distracted, or I could be distracted, or I really don't want to do this. I'm trying to do it. I'm forcing myself. So those distractions just seem to be magnified because you're already expecting it, because we
It,
can be, those distractions can be present and exist in other areas in our life, but we can be so focused on what we're doing without the excuse that we can ignore it. The
mm-hmm,
phone can ring and you can be like, the ring doesn't seem that loud because I'm focused
mm-hmm,
on something that I love. The baby could be crying. Hey, here, take a bottle. I, you don't have kids, do you
mm-hmm.
though?
And that's a good way to put it. And how I have been looking at it is, I have been looking at it, could be me again, being too hard on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as the universe's way of testing me
Mm,
to see how bad I want it.
mm,
Like, you gonna keep answering this phone?
right.
You gonna keep like allowing these distractions to distract you when you don't have to?
Mm,
Or are you gonna really put in this work?
mm,
But then we talked earlier, and when I do try to put in the work for myself, here we go with the constant recording over and over and over. I don't
right.
like how this sound. I don't like how that sound.
Right. Right.
It's never let your brain go free and
Right.
just feel your music.
Right.
So that's how I've been looking at it.
Well, you know what's so powerful about that is that you can articulate it. You can name your emotion. So that means you can control it at any given time.
I've been trying to work on like paying attention to my feelings,
Mm,
because I have not been pretty good at that. Like,
mm,
I've ignored it plenty of times,
mm.
and it has got me not in some good predicaments. So I'm working on paying attention.
That's dope. Has there been any recent event um in your life where you can point to and say that you've benefited from or gotten better results from paying more attention to your emotions?
Um, I'm trying to think. Well, see, I got a hard head. I have a hard head. So, me personally, instead of listening to my emotions off rip, I always gotta test the waters first. I always have to test the waters.
Oh man.
And I always prove my emotions right.
Mm.
So, um, pinpointing to a specific situation as a broad, as a broad, like, just because I don't know if I be like overthinking all of my feelings, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, well, what is this that I feel,
Mm-hmm.
and what is that?
Mm-hmm.
So why do I feel this? But this
Mm-hmm.
make me feel like this. But then that gonna make me feel like that, and like,
Yeah.
I'm that person.
So me, I'm a Virgo. I'm the thinker, the overthinker,
Hmm.
the analytical one. Like
I
so,
think my Mercury is in Virgo.
yeah, I can relate. And this is I can give you a little bit of not say information, but from my experience is I always looked at it as me being on point, me
Mm-hmm.
being able to protect myself, and making sure that everybody around me knows that they're protected by me because I'm always aware. I'm always looking
Mm-hmm.
out for everybody. But on the flip side, I've found out that that is a form of anxiety
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
uh, called hypervigilance. I love being on point. I love making sure people know that I'm a step, two steps ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't even play with me type. But it's rooted in trauma. It's trauma based.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Like there are
Yes.
people that
Yes.
are
Yes.
actually out here living free, even
Mm-hmm.
though they know the danger exists. That's not their everyday constant reality. They just store it in the back of their mind, and then they
Mm-hmm.
know how to respond if that situation presents itself to them. And that's one of the things that helped me. Just knowing that thing that I think is called being
Mm-hmm.
protective is
Mm-hmm.
rooted in anxiety. It made me want to work on it more because I never wanted to be the one,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, to accept and own anxiety,
Right.
own depression and
Right.
own stress and put myself on medicine and be sitting on somebody's couch in therapy
Mm-hmm.
every other week. Nah, I rather heal myself.
Yeah.
I rather do the work and develop myself into a better version of me. Who knows me better than me?
Right.
You
I
know, so.
really just realized I had anxiety about 2 years ago.
Mm,
I have, if I like think back on it, I've been dealing with this since I was about 19.
mm,
But I never knew what it was.
mm.
And like I would deal with it so bad. I would be in the car driving and my legs would be shaking, and I'm like, bro, why can't I stop my legs from shaking?
Oh
Like
wow.
my arms would be shaking, and I'm like, why can't I stop shaking? Like,
Right.
and like my head is just going, but I never knew like it was anxiety. I'm just like,
Right. You probably like one of my A likes or something because that was kind of like one of my first signs of knowing that it's a little bit deeper because
mm-hmm,
I'm the type I've never feared anything but God. You understand?
yeah,
So like, but over the past 3 years,
mm-hmm,
I've realized when I'm on the road and I'm just in my head and I'm thinking, I started to realize little bit by little bit, the intensity started to grow when
mm-hmm,
oncoming traffic would drive towards me and I start overthinking all these type of scenarios.
mm-hmm.
What if
You done
this
made up
car
so
swerve or
many
what if
different
I
things.
look down at a text and what
Mm-hmm.
if a deer come out and it's like,
Yep.
dog, these shit don't really exist in your world right now.
Like calm down.
Like, yeah. So I had to check it. Like I said, I'll check myself before anybody else check me. So you said it. You realized that it started like around 19. What happened around that time? Like,
So I was dealing with this dude,
mm-hmm,
and I would feel like, well, I feel like this is where my intuition, where I heard it, but when I like, I wouldn't say I first started to ignore it because your intuition is always with you.
mm-hmm.
You know, you never not had it. You just
You just didn't tap in.
right, and so this is where I feel like my intuition started to tap into me. But I resisted the energy flow, and I was dealing with this dude, and he was messing with this other girl, and I knew, but I didn't want to know.
Mm-hmm,
And he would like, now before we started messing around, we were like the best of friends.
mm-hmm,
Like we talked about any and everything. It was, and there was a big age gap. It was a 10-year age gap.
mm,
So the manipulation and the wordplay is manipulation,
mm-hmm,
but all of that me ignoring all of that and my intuition and knowing what I know and being oblivious, delusional, naive will cause that anxiety to really kick your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when the two first started to, for me,
Dope.
that's where Deserve Better came from.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where Deserve Better came from because
Let's talk about that. So, deserve better. Deserve better. Let's talk about it.
Mhm.
Let's talk about it. Where did it start? Where were you? Can you remember the first time you picked up the pen or unlocked your phone to say, you know what, I'm going to write about this experience. This is going to be my final release.
It takes me a long time to write a song.
Mm-hmm.
So before I released Deserve Better, I've been writing it for about 2 years.
Mm.
And like I just had the song and like I just used to sing it, but I really hearing Deserve Better kind of stemmed from hearing Kehlani's Deserve Better.
Mm.
And it's like I can make up another song listening to another song.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
So yeah, that's how it started. And I was just very emotional all the time. I used to cry all the time, just be sad, literally living in anxiety and depression, but I didn't know I was.
Right.
And so I feel like the only reason I am still sane till this day is because I write. Like I write my feelings. Like even when I was a little girl, I used to write all the time. People used to make me mad, and I just, you stupid.
Listen, go ahead.
I used to cry and just get it out, but then I used to burn the paper, like, because it was so painful to read. Yeah. Like I couldn't even go back and read what I used to write. So I just used to write, and hearing that song, and I'm just like, I know. That's when I started to realize that I'm not the only person going through, like, because there's other people's situations. Like, thank God I never went through no physical abuse, because that right there would
Yeah, you got to make the call at that point.
That right there, I don't take that.
Right.
So, to get to me, you would have to, like, mentally and emotionally, like, damage me. So,
do you think that the mental and emotional abuse could be worse or just as bad as the physical abuse?
Yeah. Honestly,
because a lot of people think, not to cut you off, because a lot of people think, oh, because I didn't put my hands on so and so, that I didn't abuse them, and that's just not true.
My physical pain came from knees.
Right, the tattoo.
This is like, I got my tattoos through all of that. Like, my body is pretty much covered in tattoos, so that's where I got my physical pain from. And like, as I like grew older, I kind of realized that mental, emotional, and physical pain do play a part together. Because when you're going through a lot of emotional traumas and you don't physically get that, like, your body feel that all the time. So it's going to need to feel some type of hurt from someplace else. So I don't know if that's where, like, other people find the love in the actual hits and all of that, because
yeah, I don't understand.
I don't know. When I think about it, the pain kind of helped me stay longer because it helped to numb. So I don't know if all of that would, like...
You're saying the pain from the tattoos? Because so basically you're saying is like that was your form of therapy. It was like you feel it on the inside, but you have no external way of explaining it. So it's like, in order to get that release, You use the tattoo as the physical pain to make it all make sense. Is that basically what I'm... Am I some type of a guru or something?
Well, you just said, but I couldn't like put together.
Golly, I think I need to get paid for this.
You just said it. That just really just came off the blue. So I'm like, I don't know if that all goes together.
That's dope. Nah, I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
I completely get it. It's sort of like when you're in a relationship and you're dealing with mental, emotional abuse from your significant other, and as men, sometimes we'll go out and cheat.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that will be out. I won't put my hands on you, so I'll go out and sleep with another woman and not love them, not care about them, not even be satisfied after we have sex. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like that be our form of relief.
And I don't know whether, first of all, ain't none of that been fulfilling.
Yeah, right.
None of it was fulfilling. So I mean, I don't know where like, well, I guess music would just really be my only way out. Because to be able to push play to my song, when I first heard it, not mixed, not mastered, literally just recorded in the house, I cried.
Yeah.
Cried and cried and cried. Literally in the car for like 3 hours.
It was tears of joy, or it was cry from reliving the situation?
Kind of both. Kind of both. Because even though I wrote it, I felt that way, I stayed in the situation. So, him playing mental games on me caused me to play mental games on myself. And, yeah, that was a...
It's one thing when you allow somebody else to fool you, but when you fool yourself, whew, that's a whole different process to unpack, to heal from.
Yep, and I did that for a long time.
So, what was your breaking point? What was the day? Where were you at? How did it feel? What did it sound like when it was just like, all right, Kiana, KEIZ, it's enough. Get your shit together.
Hey. So here comes the anxiety and the emotion. Because I still feel this. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, if it's too...
No. I'm not about to cry.
Okay.
But I just feel it. So.
Okay.
So, because that wasn't like, yeah, that was a person that I had messed with, but we still was friends at the end of the day. Like, we still had a good relationship beside all of the nonsense. So, the day that I was just like, you know what, I can't deal no more, I wrote again, wrote down, and I just wrote literally how I felt. And I read it to him. And, whew, I'm not gonna cry, sorry, but
no, you're good.
My anxiety makes me hot.
You good.
But I read it to him, and it hurt me to read it to him. But like what I said, first of all, had I probably said it a long time ago, it probably wouldn't have been as sharp.
And it wouldn't have turned into a song.
I can see that.
Probably. It wouldn't have turned into Deserve Better.
I can see that.
It would have been, nigga, I'm out.
Yeah. Probably would have been a hot girl song.
Right.
But had I like said it earlier, it probably wouldn't have been as sharp. And I just wrote literally how he made me feel like for the 6-7 years that we did, all like in a paragraph. And to put all those emotions in just a few sentences.
Did it
cut.
Yeah, it cut you or him?
it got me too. I ain't gonna lie. It got me to have to let somebody like that. I can't even say he's a. I won't say he's not a good person. He got some good shit about him, but it hurt me to have to let him go.
Right.
It did, but yeah.
Do you think that made him a better person?
Yeah, cause he wasn't gonna do it. It had to make both of us stronger, cause we depended on each other too much. Like we looked for happiness within each other, like just not trying to find that in ourselves. We made each other happy.
That's why I don't believe in, I ain't gonna say I don't believe, but I just have an alternative perspective on the 50-50 thing in a relationship. I believe it should be more like publishing. Be like 200% split. You come in 100%, I come in 100%. And we just be whole. You be the yin to my yang. Because I was dating a young lady a couple of years back, and we had the conversation on wants and needs. And at that time, to me, want was a temporary thing, and need is something that I can't live without. And she just changed my perspective on that. And she was like, nah. She said it's different from a woman, different with a woman. And she said, I'd rather want you than need you. She said because once the time, say like we outgrow each other, or once that need is fulfilled by you or somebody else, otherwise, it's her wanting you over everything else that keeps her around. And I was like, damn, that dropped on me like a ton of bricks. So she was like,
respectfully, I'll never ever tell nobody I need them. I don't even tell my mom or daddy.
Right.
Like, cause like he taught me a lot. Like I don't wanna. He used to always say that, "Oh, I need you, I need you, I need you." Like before I started talking, like he made me a softie. He helped make me a softie, but before I started talking to him, I don't need you.
Right.
I don't need nobody. Like
you was daddy's first son. Straight thugging it.
And I honestly right now I'm still like that. Like even after talking to him, I part of me wants to try to be in a relationship, but I'm a man. At the end of the day, like I know, I never had the chance to be in a genuine relationship.
That self-love is something, ain't it?
But I'm a man. Like, ain't really nothing out here that like a man can do for me that I can't do for myself better.
I don't know. I feel you, but nothing.
Please help me.
Nothing.
What does it help me take it back?
Nothing that a man can do.
Help me take it back.
Whew.
I must be need to see. It has not been proven to me. I'm not gonna say it's nothing.
You can have sex with yourself better than a man can?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say it has not.
I don't want to get too vulgar. I want to keep this a little bit PG.
It can be PG, but it's nothing that a man can do.
Sexually. So what you?
Sex, I mean, I'm not gonna say sex is not important, but like.
So what? You got a rose at home?
I do, but I don't even like that. To me, I think that's they hype that up too much too.
So what is it? Toys? Is it self-pleasing?
I don't feel like I'm not gonna say I'm not a sexual person, but after all that I've been through, I put that at the top of the list. Like, not really, but I made it a thing, like an important thing for so long. It's still important, but that's not the end all be all. Like I'm gonna get that when I want it, when I need it. But like right now, that's not the focus.
No, I understand it not being a top priority. I understand it being more important things in a relationship that comes before that. But when you say that there's nothing that a man can do that you can do for yourself, I'm like, wait a minute now. Nothing we can do?
So, if you want to go back to this guy that I was just talking about, he was the best that I had for a long time. So, as I started to like have sex with other people, I would always look for better. If you're not better than what the best that I've had, like what are you here for?
Right.
And to me,
Right.
like so, I feel like I've looked for him in sex with a lot of people, and that shit ain't get me fucked up a lot.
That's
so,
deep.
I can't make that a top thing.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to ask you the name, but whoever you are, shout out to you for fucking it up for everybody else, my boy. Nah, but that's pretty deep. So it's like if you find yourself in a relationship and you really love this man, but the sex isn't as good as this guy.
I don't want to say it gotta be as good as his. Not now.
Do you find it settling?
No, that's why I'm not in a relationship.
Right.
Like I tried to settle. I tried.
Do you think falling in love with somebody who cannot please you like he did, do you think that's a form of settling?
They don't gotta please me like he did. Like, at this place that I am in my life now,
other things please you more than sex.
Yeah, like they don't gotta do it the way. Nah, I'm about to sit here and act like I forget what he did.
Yeah.
But respectfully, I didn't even think he the best neither, cause
he was just the first.
He was the first that did it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't say he's the best out there.
Right.
He was the first that did it for me.
Right. So at this point, take sex off the table. What pleases KEIZ, Kiana, KEIZ in a relationship?
So, for starters, I am spoiled. I'm not saying that don't mean come to me with a wad of money every week to just throw in my face and just buy me all of this shit to clutter up my house. Like, no.
But if I call you, I need you to be able to be there.
Bring your ass when I call you. Because first of all, I ain't about to call you a lot. Like, I'm not going to, get on your nerve.
Right.
Like, I know I'm not going to get on your nerve.
Right.
Come when I ask. Do shit when I ask. Because I know I don't ask for a lot.
Right.
I know I don't ask. If it's an inconvenient time, I'm going to give you time to make it convenient.
Right.
But if that thing getting like if we a week.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So being that you don't ask, you want a man to be able to be there when you do ask, does it mean more to you when a man does it when you don't ask?
I feel like it would, but I never had the chance to not ask. Like, this is the thing that I'm trying to give myself a chance at. But I'm not going to say I attract, because I hear people say they attract these people that they just not compatible with. You're going to keep attracting people that you know. You're going to attract any and everybody. It's these motherfuckers you keep entertaining that be fucking you up.
Right.
So, I try to use everybody as a mirror. And I'm like, why do I keep entertaining these clown ass niggas? Like, am I a clown?
I was about to say, the person we choose is a reflection of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, there isn't too many people that's classy, high quality, that's going to go for the hoe or the prostitute unless there's a part of them that they feel as though is whorish, and you know what I mean, or they just deal with some type of insecurity. You know what I mean? That's why you find those Fortune 500 men on Skid Row picking up prostitutes, because the money don't make them happy, the success don't make them happy. There's something internally that they're insecure about, to where that prostitute reflects the ugliest part of them that the world don't get to see, and they get to release that. Yeah,
Shit crazy.
that shit crazy.
That shit crazy. But I don't know.
I'm
I
looking,
just try to be me.
and that's that's what's needed. That's what people buy into. If they can watch this interview, even say the Deserve Better has been out for a year,
Yes.
you'll be surprised how many people will go back and listen to this song now, because they want to hear what you wrote about this guy that you just made sound so interesting in this interview. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And I know you said you wanted to re-record it. I don't know. This might not be the time now.
Probably. Hey,
Or we just need to get in this studio sometime soon
and put in some more work
and get it out and re-released.
So that does stem from that. So
that's dope. That's dope. So you ready to take all this and put it into your music? If you could write a song right now, what would it be? What would it be about?
I have a song that, and it's actually 2 songs that I was like fighting in my head that like I want to work on next. But there's this one song that rings in my head that I already wrote, and it's called Open Wounds. And yeah, that's the one that has been pricking in me for about a year now. You
sure be holding on to these songs.
I do.
It's like crock pot music. It's slow roasted. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best though.
I like for my stuff to be the best, and I think that's why I don't put nothing out. Cause when like I was doing, I'm actually in school right now. I was doing this project the other night, and I was on this website, and this lady was talking about how this company has high expectations, yada yada. So, her saying that they have high expectations to me means bring your best shit every time. Like in school, like any type of competition that there was, I kill it every time. I'm in first place every time.
That's that Leo shit.
It doesn't matter. I'm in first place every time. So, and look, the yellow wall is such a ball of sunshine.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, like, that's why I haven't, like, I know I could have been doing more with music by now, but when it comes to my music, I'm real sensitive about that. Like,
all artists are.
My best shit is gonna come every time, and I ain't putting out like nothing if it's not. Like, so I'm ready to get to it. I am.
Well, you got me excited, and I know the people are waiting now. They're probably chomping at the bit, and we are. I'm glad you stopped by.
I'm glad I stopped
by. Stage 1.
Yes.
With KEIZ. Y'all go check her out. Deserve Better. It's on YouTube. What other? It's on every other streaming platform.
Everything. Yes. Just type it in. Deserve Better by KEIZ. KEIZ. Or KEIZ. Whatever you feel like pronouncing at the time.